Hello everybody, it's Chibi, and today I'm here to do an anime review on Log Horizon Season 2. Now that boss was fair. I'm just gonna say right now, 3 raid bosses at once. Oh my god. That was just downright fair, wasn't it? Oh, when I saw that, I had bad memories pop up from Dark Souls. Ornstein and Smog, and then the Rune Knights from Dark Souls 2. Oh my god, bad memories. Oh my god, bad memories. Oh, yeah. When I saw those 2 bosses come in, I'm like, holy shit, how are you supposed to defeat that dungeon when you already have one almost seemingly impossible boss to beat? I mean, it was possible, but it was very fucking hard. And you're telling me you're gonna throw in 2 other raid bosses that probably have updated movesets, different, like, phases, and different skills that no one's ever seen? Since this is, like, a new dungeon? And you're gonna tell me that they're supposed to fight all 3 of them at once? I call bullshit. I call straight out bullshit. So, I want to say right now, I'm willing to bet I know why those 2 bosses entered into that dungeon and they had a 3-way fight with bosses. I'm willing to bet why it happened. Most likely the dungeon or the raid is set on a timer. I'm willing to bet it's set on a timer, and if you do not clear out this one individual raid boss in a certain specific time, maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, I don't know how long the timer is, but there's some form of timer, and if you do not defeat this raid boss at a given time, the 2 other raid bosses will come in and spawn, which makes the raid impossible. So there probably is a timer, and I'm willing to bet that's exactly the main reason why they came in. So we'll have to see exactly how that goes. Now let's get into the aspects of this fight. Oh my god. Hands down, fight was just absolutely amazing. Oh my god. I love the tactics and detail in this fight, especially when you get to see how Shiro is just explaining the raid boss's moves. Oh my god, dude. When you saw him say, like, he's changing phases, he's going into the true White Knight mode, and when you see his, like, armor breaking off, I'm like, dude, that's badass. And then the armor hits the ground, and we find out that all those little pieces of his purple armor transform into, like, these demons or beasts, or pretty much like his protectors, and if you kill these protectors, they actually go back to the White Knight, and they heal him. Oh my god, that would piss me off so much if I was there fighting that guy, because, I mean, if you constantly are having this dude going and entering out of the same phase, like Purple Knight phase to, like, White Knight phase, and every time you kill these freaking creatures of his, like his minions, and they go back to him and heal him, oh my god, I'd be fucking pissed. Oh my god, I'd be pissed. Thankfully enough, Shiro actually was able to understand what was going on, and he realized that if there's more people next to the White Knight, more of those minions will spawn. So if you have, let's say, 20 people next to the White Knight, 20 of those will spawn. But if you have 5 next to him, only 5 will spawn. So that right there was a really good tactic that Shiro was actually able to understand what was going on, and to see how he's going to be using that to probably take down that boss was pretty impressive until the other 2 bosses came in and wrecked everybody's faces, which, holy shit. I want to be honest, now I understand why Shiro died. Yeah, there's no way in fuck you can survive something like that. I mean, seriously, could you actually plan for 2 other bosses to come in and wreck your face in? Most likely not. Nobody could have saw that coming unless you got that far into the battle. So, you know, even then, even if you're a scout against the boss, and you're willing to just be fodder and die, there's no way you could last that long. If it's set even on a 5-minute to 10-minute timer, there is no way in fuck you're gonna last that long for those other 2 bosses to spawn if it is indeed set on a timer. So there was no way they could have actually planned for something like that to happen without utter failure to come up to begin with. So yeah, it's a really difficult aspect that this boss is. Like, I can't believe something like that, because if they really do intend for Shiro and them to take all 3 of them down, the boss dungeon could be like this. You could have it to where they have to take the one dude down at a specific timer, and then once that is done, another one of those bosses will pop up, either the snake or that, like, frost giant looking dude. One of them will pop up. You gotta beat them in a specific timer before the other guy spawns, and so on. You get what I'm saying? You gotta beat them in a specific order, but in a given time limit. Maybe that's exactly what it is. Maybe they have to fight all 3 bosses one after another, but if they take too long, all 3 bosses will come out and they'll have to fight them. That is a very good possibility, because I've seen this tactic used in MMOs and RPGs a lot, especially with the Rune Knights, I mean, you know, different other bosses in Dark Souls and other RPGs I have played. So this is definitely not a new tactic I haven't seen before. So, other aspects of this episode besides the fight. The episode shows us how Shiro looked in the real world, and I highly doubt I am the only one that was just like, whoa. When you saw Shiro with his actual real face, I was like, no. That is not my Shiro. That is not my Shiro. I'm sorry. I personally am not a fan of that Shiro in the real world look. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not. Scared what Akatsuki looks like. What does Akatsuki look like? That's the question I want to know, because if Shiro looks like someone like that, I'm scared to what freaking Akatsuki looks like, because just damn, like, oh my god, it's like two different people. Like, they look completely different. Oh my god. Wow. Okay, so besides that, we get a lot of development for Shiro in this episode. Like, he realizes how much he's failed, like, his failures, and realizes what he's been doing wrong, and he actually acknowledges this in this episode, and he's trying to change for the better, and that's really cool. I like the overall development with Shiro in this episode. He definitely needed some more development. To see him actually get this side of development was really enjoyable, honestly. It was a really awesome perspective of Shiro in this entire episode. Even though this episode had a lot of recycled animation, especially with the Akatsuki Shiro scene, it was really enjoyable seeing the actual conclusion of this scene from both perspectives. I mean, when you saw Akatsuki's perspective, it was really awesome. It was sad. But when you look at it from Shiro's perspective, it's also very sad too. And you get to see both sides of the spectrum. You're like, oh my god, when you see this episode. So that's why I could actually kind of look past the recycled animation of that scene. And speaking of recycled animation, there was a lot of it in this episode, like a lot. Not just at the ending sequence with Akatsuki and Shiro, but there was recycled animation in the boss fight, to when the armor was breaking off, to the scenes where Shiro was actually in the real world walking. There was some recycled animation. It wasn't that bad, but it can annoy a lot of people depending if you really keyed in on that. But the episode, for the most part, is a really good episode. I enjoyed it a lot. There was a lot of good development for Shiro, and the way the boss was done was just badass. I can't wait to see exactly how they're going to defeat someone like that. We'll have to see if my timer theory is correct. Let me know in the comments below how you felt about this episode of Log Horizon Season 2. You all have a wonderful day or not, wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.